All right. There we go. Live. Everybody, how's your Wednesday? How's your Wednesday, Matt?
It's a Wednesday.
Fine. Donna Troll, well, Denise, well, she got that. Denise over Twitter hit me up saying, like, you can finally enjoy spring because apparently now it's officially the first day of spring. Well, I would tell Denise that it's been feeling like spring out in Washington for the past few days already. But thank you anyway.
Yep. Oh, right now it's supposed to be raining, but it's a pretty nice day out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty. It's been kind of the same thing on been kind of the same thing over here too. It's just like it's been nice. And again, the weather's kind of half the reason why I like
Yep.
living on the West Coast.
Hmm.
So, all right. Mm, you know, we got like 2 weeks till the campaign launches.
Yeah, it's pretty intense right now because everything that we're working towards, it's happening right now. It's gonna be happening soon.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just like, man, mm, I'm kind of in like sort of in that spot where it's like I want to I want to believe it's going to succeed, but I don't want to get my hopes up too high either.
Yeah. It's just it's if it's gonna happen, it'll happen.
I know. It's just, I'm sure it will. It's just like it's it's just shit that like if you told me only like back in high school that when I get like when I was if you told me that this stuff was going to happen to me back in high school, I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. But here we are.
Yeah, I mean like fuck, I have a comic that people know about and people are excited for and want to actually see succeed. Like that is not that's shit that I never saw ever happening to me.
Well, it's happening, so it's gonna be
Hmm.
fun.
I know. Yeah, it will. It's just that dude, it's just dude, I just hope it works out is all. It's definitely something for people to keep an eye out
Oh,
though is that we took out an ad in it came out on a Wednesday from Alterna Comics.
mm-hmm.
We don't know when. We don't know when, but we do know for sure that it's going to be in one of their April issues. Our original ad had to be tweaked a little to fit, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, you are going to see an ad for our Kickstarter in one of their April issues. Just hope it's not too late in the month, because then it's going to be like people like I just found out about this. Well, there's a week on the Kickstarter left.
Well, I think my brain just shuts down when I think about the Kickstarter since I didn't think any of this would happen. Nor do I think it'd come as quickly as it has been.
Yeah, true. You know, even though we kind of decided we kind of go our own way, I think we would be remiss if we did not give some credit over to Comicsgate.
Yeah, but
Like, I'm not saying, hey, I'm not gonna say Comicsgate deserves all the credit for our success. Just that Comicsgate made a lot of what's happening for us possible.
oh, it is. Only problem is that there are some people who will say that you owe them completely
I can do what I
because
want.
that's the nature of internet movements. You're going to have some people who will say that you owe everything to them, while you'll have reasonable people who will say, "Hey, thank you for the shout out."
Uh, what do you want? It's just that I'm just, but hey, it's no, like I said, it's not. I'm not. Like I said, I mean, like we probably couldn't have succeeded as well as we did without it, but that's not to say Comicsgate made everything happen. We still, I mean, still a lot of the. I think the majority of the hard work that's. I think we take the credit for that.
Yep. Well, I'd have to say that the only people I have to say in Comic State that I'd be thankful for are individuals who are supporting us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Like we've had rage in our corner. We've had weaponized nerd rage in our corner. We've got fuck Nerd Wonders tweeted out that she's excited for Changeling. We Can you think of anybody else?
Just people who have been following me from the beginning and still follow me despite the fact that I don't believe in internet movements.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think if there's anyone else, but I don't think there is.
Maybe no one we can think of off the top of our head right now.
Yeah. I can hear the banging.
Yeah, guys, that's my landlord's having my roof reshingled, so apologies for the background noise. There's really nothing I can do about it. They're going to be at this till Thursday.
Oh, fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last week. Oh no, that wasn't last week. It was last night. Last night, last night over Slack. Remember, I showed you the what I've dubbed the Great Wall of Garbage at my job.
Yeah.
I think that's. I'm trying to figure out how long that's been piling up. I think it's. I think it's been piling up since Friday.
God damn.
Yeah, and apparently it's not because it's not because our garbage compactor is broken or anything. It's because the garbage collectors haven't come by to collect the garbage that's already there. Because the problem is that the compactor's full, can't take anymore.
Well, at least you got a compactor.
Yeah, McDonald's uses a dumpster.
Well, we used to have one, but after it broke down, they decided to get rid of it.
How does a dumpster break down? It's just a
No,
metal
no,
box.
no, a trash compactor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never. Wow. Okay, I'll admit I've got a limited pool of experience to draw from because I worked at Burger King and all the Burger Kings I worked at, they all had dumpsters. They did not have compactors.
Well, the place I worked at was originally a privately owned, I I operated one. So the owner had different ideas of how things work, better ways, honestly. But I don't think fast food corporations want to have that kind of thing in there, especially of how, especially when you got a bunch of teenagers who will goof off.
Uh-huh.
It just creates a rather dangerous atmosphere for it, especially when the kids who come to McDonald's to work at McDonald's are just incredibly stupid. It's I worry about the future of the race when I see how dumb some of these kids are.
I'm trying to decide whose state has as dumber teenagers, because the ones over here on my side. Well, let's just say I'm not about to put it past them to find ways to get their hands on pot now that it's legal.
Let's see. How dumb are the kids in my neck of the woods? Well, there was one who tripped and decided it was a good idea to, instead of going for a heated table, to go for the grill. Burned his hand so badly that it had to be wrapped up. It was actually.
Arwing said the dumbest ones are in California, but keep going, Matt.
Well, the funniest part about it was that my store manager at the time had no chill, and so she called him a dingling for it.
A dingling?
Yep. I don't know where she got that word from, but she called him a
only thing I
dingling.
can think of is this one thing from one clip from the Simpsons from a Simpsons episode. It was only thing I can remember, it's some kid and he's singing my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, you're kidding me. You don't. Okay, how much of the Simpsons have you even watched, Matt?
I watched some, but not a whole lot.
My God, what's wrong with you?
When I was a kid, my parents said no.
Same with mine, but guess what? My brother, when I was in middle and high school, my brother and I just started watching Simpsons on the regular when we found out the local Fox station in our area played reruns every day after school.
Well, I wasn't really interested in The Simpsons, I guess.
Okay, so Arwing says California has the dumbest teenagers.
I believe it.
Maybe.
I mean, this is the same state that says that if you knowingly spread HIV to someone without their consent, that's no longer a felony.
Is it California or just San Francisco?
I think it's California because Jerry Brown signed it into law.
Huh. Oh, Eric's in the chat too. Eric, you're in California. Can you comment on that? Too bad Brian's not here. He could tell us if that's true.
Well, I did read an article about that.
Yeah, I believe that. Oh, God. Oh, boy.
Well, the guy who championed it is a guy named Scott Wiener.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, both Arwing and Eric can confirm that it is true.
Yeah.
Although Arwing says South California is just a cesspool. And now here's something. And now I got something funny for you. So I went over checking Twitter, and well, Vamp just tweeted out something that Blossom said on air.
Uh-oh. You know, for some reason, Slack is going slowly for me.
Ow. And come on, not everything that Blossom says is something that's... Not everything Blossom says on air is awful. Actually, I don't think... Trust me, this is funny. You gotta say this.
Well, you know, I'd see it if Slack wasn't being so awful.
Okay, fine, fair enough. You've seen it?
Not yet.
This is...
I'll just look it up.
Lived there for 18 years, so yeah, Coachella Valley was miserable. Wait, is that the same is that where the music festival gets its name from? It certainly wouldn't surprise me.
Is it the blueberry muffin comment?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay, now check the replies.
Oh no.
Like I said, R-Wing, if that's true, it would not surprise me.
Well, definitely needs to put on a strike, Gus.
Wait, what?
I only see one reply, and that's you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, Blossom liked and RT'd that.
Oh boy.
And now I'm just starting to realize I might have just given her an idea.
Well, this is also the same mind that came up with a YouTuber house idea for The Sims.
What, that's Blossom?
Yeah. She came up with she started playing The Sims 4 and made a YouTuber house.
A YouTuber house.
Yep.
I need more details. Explain this, please.
Okay, basically she made a bunch of Sims based on based on everyone on the community.
Oh, basically, okay. So she made Sims based on everyone she knows. I was on
Yep.
YouTube.
Despite the fact that Tonka wants to live on the streets.
Yep, can confirm Coachella Fest is held there. Of course.
Of course. Thinking about now, you know what'd be interesting to do?
What?
Play in The Sims 4 with a Wicked House.
that might be fun.
Yep.
She put Talk in the house, and he just said, "No, I want to go live on the street."
I mean, there's enough. You can have characters. You can actually make the Sims based on your characters.
Like that. What that? Are we talking that accurate?
Yeah, you can have Maeve be a programmer. And a gamer.
No, well, yeah. I mean, I'm just wondering. You can make him look that accurate?
Well, probably not that accurate, but I think they've released a expansion where with the supernatural, so that you can have some kind of supernatural look to your characters.
Okay, so close enough at least.
Yep. Worst case scenario, you can always have Maeve look like her human form.
That's not so bad.
Yep.
By the way, Vamp agrees with me.
Of course you did.
Okay, I guarantee Blossom is actually gonna have that shirt.
Yep.
This is just what I do. I give people ideas.
Even when they're bad.
Oh, it does. We won't tell Twitter you're here, Dusk.
Oh no, Dusk is here. Twitter is going to ban everyone. Jesus. Is Twitter banning just about everyone? Just banning everyone these days?
Well, let's just look. I've been hearing that apparently that Twitter was going on another bot purge. So I don't know. Fuck if I know, man.
Yep.
You know, I have to wonder though. Not that I'm saying this is gonna happen, but let's just say that we lose Twitter. That is where we kind of did a lot of the heavy lifting when it came to marketing our books.
Yep.
It kills me to see my impressions dipping into double digits when I work so hard to get an average of 1,500 every hour. Okay, so yeah, that's where we did a lot of the heavy lifting when it came to marketing on Twitter. We lost Twitter. That's basically like our main stream for marketing gone. We'd have to where else could we do that if that is effectively?
Probably nowhere as effectively as Twitter. We could spam comic book groups, but and Facebook, but that probably won't be as successful.
And I suppose like someone might make the argument, well, you could always check forums on comic book sites, but they always have rules. Like, if Twitter went away, I would be stuck using Instagram. Well, good point. We've actually been using Instagram. It's actually paid off pretty well so far.
So, Brett, I just checked the stats for Mythics on the webcomics.
Uh-huh.
I put up a page to showcase Changeling, and I got the highest views with 52.
Is that the kitty one?
No, it's the cover.
Oh, awesome! That's awesome.
Yep. No comments or anything like that, but it seems like either I'm getting a lot of hits on Mythics, or people just love to see more Maeve.
Well, why wouldn't they? She's like,
yep.
I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is, but apparently they just really, really like the character. People really love the character.
I think part of it is her design. I don't think she would have worked as well with any other artist.
Had to be some that was kind of like anime-esque or.
Yep.
So yeah, so that had to answer your question, by the way, Mike, Matt and I already covered it. I told Vamp I expect selfies if Blossom gets it up and gets a shirt. She quote tweeted me saying, "Can't eating muffin." Okay, now she's getting she is getting a derpy gift for that.
Oh boy.
Not that kind of derpy, it's a pony.
Yeah, I know. Still.
Oh, this will be fun. You just earned yourself a Derpy Hooves gift for that, Blossom. Gonna have to check, guys. Getting close to class time. Hope you're having fun. I'll probably check Discord. Yeah, well, Matt and I are off for the day, so yeah, Dusk, you can hit us up over Discord. How much of this trip is me gonna get distracted by things happening on Twitter? Matt. Okay, why is the dead air coming from his side now all of a sudden? Why is all? I don't know what am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? I can't care. If there's dead air from Matt's side, what am I supposed to do, man? Well, I got an opportunity to do some plugging over Twitter at least. All right, talk and dance. Oh, Matt just hit me up. Okay, he briefly lost his connection, but he'll be back. Cue the lonely song. I can't sing, and I can sing maybe, but you can't dance. I don't know. I'm an alligator. My papa, I'm coming for you.
That was random.
Thank you. Otherwise I was gonna have to sing Moon Age Daydream.
Oh boy. No need for that.
Yeah. Not talk and dance.
Boy.
Yeah, don't give me dead air, man.
Well, connection went out, so
okay, fine. You get a pass on that one.
Because Comcast sucks.
Sadly, my options out here were either Comcast or CenturyLink, and CenturyLink is worse.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, I know what'd be really cool. Next Kickstarter campaign, we get out action figures.
That would be cool. The only question is, how do we get those made?
Well, at this stage, our only option is to create. Basically, what we could do is get a 3D modeler. Build the models, and then get a 3D printer for miniatures.
How big are we How big would we be talking?
I'd say gaming miniatures.
So some of the size of a Warhammer figure?
Yep.
Those things are small.
Well, people love limited edition stuff.
That is true, they do. You are correct about that.
And it's not like we know anyone who can actually make full-size action figures, unfortunately.
Not at this point, we don't.
But who knows? Maybe one of these days, someone who makes figures for a living will suddenly follow us and tell us how much they love our characters.
That would be awesome. It would.
Besides, right now, I think that if we get full-size action figures made, I think we're getting a little too greedy since we're going to have theme music for our characters, and voices for them.
Oh, duh. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing, man. Just
Oh,
say. I mean, AT&T isn't much better. I believe you, Mike. It just seems like no matter what we do, it just seems like no matter where you go, it's good internet is hard to come by.
yep. Liner says that he'd buy the figures, and also asks if there's any vampires in the Mythoverse. Yeah, there are. Just
Wait, was he asking about vampires?
yep.
Yeah, we wrote vampires into the universe.
Basically, anything in mythology will happen there. Even if their big weakness is really stupid, like a running stream of fresh water or turning your clothes inside out. Yeah, Brett.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Just like I was juggling. I'm juggling several things at once, so it's kind of hard for me to keep my thoughts straight.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't hear you, nor did I hear any banging in the background.
Oh, apparently I was disconnected for a second. That's weird. Okay, but yeah, like something so yeah, there was one day you and I sat down and we just wrote nothing but background lore. And that was just because we wanted to see that we could keep it consistent.
Oh, yeah. Oh wow. Blossom followed me.
Follows me too now.
Yep.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well, it doesn't seem like it doesn't have that many followers on Twitter, so it seems like she's following the rule of if they follow you, you follow them back.
Hey, I'm not complaining. Blossom's cool. I like Blossom.
Yep. Same. She's funny.
Yeah.
I'd rather have her than Akujin, who, is an anti-vaxxer.
I told Vamp if she wants him to live, she needs to make sure he never goes near Liz.
Oh boy, yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure Vamp is not gonna send Akujin Liz's way.
No, because that'd be a terrible mistake.
No. But if he finds Liz, it's not like she's gonna lift a finger to help him, probably.
Oh boy, yeah.
It's like, if Akujin finds Liz, it's gonna at that. If Akujin finds Liz, it's at that point it's like, no, you're on your own there, pal. It's actually fucking scary just how much alike she and Liz think when it comes to anti-vaxxers.
Oh yeah, except that I think that Vamp goes too easy on them in comparison.
Well, she's not as personally invested in it as Liz is.
True. Yeah, so I just installed The Sims 4 because it's free on Premiere for Origin Access. And I'm about to make this plunge. I can't believe I'm making this plunge.
Oh man,
What is wrong with me?
You're actually gonna make that. You're actually gonna make a house.
I am going to make a character for Mythics.
Oh my lord. Oh my god.
But hey, free is free, right? I would not spend money on it.
That is true. Although you are, although don't you have to spend money on a monthly subscription for Origin?
Yeah, but I'm doing it for Anthem. I get Anthem for free. I got the entire Dragon Age library, the entire Mass Effect library. So, both Titanfall games. So I think that outweighs it all.
Yeah, true. Oh man, here's something funny. Apparently, Shane just hit up Cody. You remember how last night Cody put up that preview for New Deadwood?
Yeah.
And I told him I eagerly await Robot Al Swearingen.
Oh boy.
Guess who?
You cut out.
That's who else is thinking that.
You cut out a little.
Apparently, Shane had this idea.
Well, you and Shane have this capacity for ideas. But come on.
Well, now Cody's saying now that I've gotten 2 independent requests from that, I have to do it now. And Shane's just surprised that I came up with it too.
You guys are twins. Long separated birth.
No, it can't be possible. Shane's older than me.
Okay, he's your long lost older brother.
Yeah, sure. Hey, why not? Why not? That's sort of the whole conceit of Vamp and Lenny's relationship. You know?
Yep. Yeah, but it's gonna be it's gonna be fun introducing Lenny's character into Mythics.
Yeah. Oh man, I just realized. Now that Blossom's following the, how long do you think it's gonna be before she's completely fangirling over Maeve?
I don't know.
She will. I guarantee she will.
Oh, I have no doubt about it. But you know something?
What?
It's the way you designed the character.
Yeah.
I think any woman will see themselves in the character because they all had that period in their lives where it's something about self-doubt.
That is true, but it's more like, and it has nothing to, and you're absolutely sure it's got nothing to do with the fact that she just looks adorable.
Yep.
Well, that's what Ginger told me. A big part of her appeal was that she looks cute.
Oh yeah, people like cute.
Definitely.
So, what do you think? Oh, go on.
I was gonna say though, I mean, like when Changeling eventually comes out, I'm gonna have to do that. What I expected, what I got meme. Because everyone thinks like it's just being cute. Like, no. It's not just that.
No. So, brief change of subject. What do you think about Google's gaming console or platform?
I'm just gonna. I watched Razorfist's video on it before I started the stream. And I'm gonna say, I'm not exactly liking this because what he was talking about, like how this sort of is gamers surrendering their consumer property rights.
Well, Google has never been shy about saying that they want to take away rights because the whole conceit behind their driverless cars is that they want to end car ownership. So I think Stadia is going to fail and fail hard.
All I can say is I hope they didn't put too much money into it.
To be honest, I kind of want to see them just fail so hard that they lose money out of it because they've been they their whole conceit right now is that they can do no wrong, despite the fact that they do massive wrongs. And isn't it supposed to be connected to Google Chrome?
I believe yes.
So that means that they're going to try to make people use their internet browser for this too.
Oh yeah, because that'll work.
Oh yeah, that always does. It's it's gonna fail. The only way I the only big game that I can see on their launch list would be Skyrim. Because Todd Howard wants Skyrim everything.
Well, it's about well, why wouldn't he? It's his biggest success so far.
Yep. Which is pretty sad, honestly.
For all the good and bad that entails.
Yep. And I'm gonna say this. I thought that Skyrim's overrated in comparison to the previous titles. It felt like instead of going for instead of Skyrim taking place 500 years after Oblivion, it felt like it was a step backwards in medieval technology.
My issue with Skyrim is that it's supposed to be an RPG, and there was no role playing in that game whatsoever.
Nope.
Yeah, it was the worst thing about Sky. That was probably the worst thing about Skyrim was that there was no actual role playing. Because you want to know something about Skyrim, you can do all the faction and guild quests in one playthrough.
Oh yeah,
Which,
there's no. Go on.
because there's nothing locking you out because you don't have a class. You could do it. You literally can do everything in just a single playthrough, and that's bad because if you can do it all in one go, why would you ever play it again?
Well, it's still making money, so
I guess it's just like I kept looking up mods on Nexus to see if someone had found a way to mod in a proper class system.
I'm gonna guess you didn't find any.
Not quite. I'm not my. I did find mods that seem to like try and address the role playing, but yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, dude. Keanu Reeves and that other guy just put out a video on Twitter for Bill and Ted 3.
Oh boy.
This is not a movie we need. I mean, I like the Bill and Ted movies, but it's just like this is not a movie that's gonna work when these two guys are this old.
Yeah, and Keanu Reeves is now known as John Wick, so there's gonna be John Wick stoner references everywhere.
Better than Neo Stoner references.
True. I'm going right back. I'm gonna use it from.
Go ahead. I think I might. I think I might try spamming that kitty pic of Changeling at Blossom. And the chat's not very lively at the moment, so that kind of puts me in a bind. I'd say more, but I'm not sure what to say. That doesn't help me, Arwing.
So, anything interesting happen?
I spammed the kitty pic at Blossom. If that doesn't win her, I will be surprised if that does not win her over.
Depends.
I just have a vibe she's a sucker for that cute shit.
Oh, of course. Oh man. 2020. Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah, it's like next August. Like I said, I'm not sure I want that movie, just because it doesn't feel like it just. Bill and Ted does not work when Bill and Ted are old.
Maybe they'll have kids.
That's a scary thought.
Oh, well, it's gonna hit. I think it's. I knew it was gonna happen eventually because it seems like Hollywood is mostly about nostalgia grabs.
That is true. It's like all they've got now.
Yep. So, funny thing is that in the afterword for the book on Star Trek Phase 2, the author or authors accurately described what happened if Star Trek ended. It would be rebooted into a film franchise with a new cast, except that the author explained the future in which Star Trek Phase 2 happened, and Star Trek ended in the 80s, where it'd be rebooted in the early 90s with Quentin Tarantino writing and directing, and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Captain Kirk, Nicolas Cage as Spock. And I can hear that the pounding says, no, don't do that. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, it does!
But it's very eerie how accurate it was, though. You had, after Star Trek ended, they rebooted it with a feature film franchise with a whole new cast portraying the classic characters.
Mm-hmm. And?
Even right down to the Quentin Tarantino writing and directing, because that one's coming out soon. Oh man. But there is one franchise he's never going to touch.
What?
And he's made it his mission. Well, actually a bunch of them, but it's Star Wars.
Oh.
Because because Disney threw out the Hateful Eight for a screening of The Force Awakens, despite a promise that the Hateful Eight would play at this big theater. So he's very pissed at Disney, rightfully so, and so he doesn't want to do anything connected to Disney now. So I'm sorry, there'll be no Deadpool movie directed and written by Quentin Tarantino because he's just very pissed. Because Disney really screwed him over.
What, Quentin Tarantino wanted to do a Deadpool movie?
No. It's just that I just told people not to expect anything like that.
Oh. Actually, I don't think he even would do it anyway. He's just... Much as I like Quentin Tarantino's movies, the guy does not do other people's ideas.
No, and it's going to be interesting to see his Star Trek movie because he's talked about how he wants to do a Star Trek movie based on an episode of Star Trek. More specifically, The Next Generation, where they have the Enterprise from the past come to the present day. You know that? Do you remember that episode?
Not off the top of my head. Keep talking.
Okay, well, he said that was an episode that he always thought would make a very good feature film. So I have a feeling that if we see a movie from him, that's what he's going to do. It's going to be either based on the episode. It's definitely going to be based. Actually, what am I saying? It's going to be based on the episode, but they're not going to have. He's not going to be with the Next Generation cast. I don't think. And I think that he's the type of writer director to command the kind of power to be able to get a pretty big budget for the film, so he'll probably be able to get back Chris Pine.
Perhaps. One thing with... I mean, perhaps. Just the thing with the... It's just that the thing with with Quentin Tarantino is his movies are not... How do I put it?
It's not the type. They're not the type of movies for a Star Trek movie.
It's more like his movies are not. Yeah, I mean, like a Star Trek movie has to be special effects heavy. His movies rely so much on dialogue, almost to a self-indulgent degree.
Well, it's gotta be interesting to see how this all pans out because he is definitely going to be directing a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's already been, I'm pretty certain they've completely locked them down for it.
You know what? It can't be the worst thing he could make. Just as long as he's got, I don't know, just like, I don't know, my problem, like I said, the only thing with Quentin Tarantino is like I said, he is really good with his own ideas. I have to wonder what he would do if if he has to work with other people's ideas, though.
Yeah. It's
like, is he just gonna make it basically a Quentin Tarantino movie that just has a Star Trek skin? Like,
to be honest, it seems like there's so little said about it right now that anything's possible.
Well, yeah, we'll find out when it comes out, I suppose.
Yep. It'll be interesting though.
Yeah, it probably will be. I don't. I guess I'm just wondering, like, is he gonna? I'm just wondering, is he gonna go? Is he gonna do what he usually does when he gets self indulgent with his dialogue? Because that's like about the. I mean, it's important, but there's more to a movie than just dialogue.
Well, with all the praise that he's received over his dialogue, it's not going to change anytime soon.
That is true.
I'd rather have self-indulgent dialogue than subverting expectations.
That is true. He can't do worse than Rian Johnson. I mean, at least he's not. Let me put it this way: he's gonna do what he thinks is giving the fans what they want. At least.
Yep. While Rian Johnson sees it as just, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Screw
Yeah.
you guys. Screw the fans. We don't need you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. You wanna know something interesting that I've just remembered?
Yep.
Remember when I suggested the idea of writing promo scripts, which involves us and our characters critiquing us?
Oh, that'd get fucking meta.
Well, I just remembered that I had J. Michael Straczynski had done something similar to that for a Crusade pitch, where he had a lot of the vague stuff from Valiant 5 playing with narration, and then he brought in Zathras
He brought
to
what?
Zathras. Remember him, the alien
Oh
that
yes. Now I remember.
basically to explain the whole concept and to do some comic relief. Also, some metal stuff where when JMS came on to explain the concept, Zathras would comment about his posture and what he forgot to say. So, yeah, in that really weird Zathras kind of way, because the character was meant to be a big character in the sequel series, but it never happened.
Hmm. You know, that was the thing about Zathras I never quite understood. Like, there's other Zathrases. I'm trying to wonder, is it like like, what is up with this alien? Is it like a race full of clones or something?
No, everyone in his family is named Zathras. Except remember how he says that there's a slight difference in how you pronounce Zathras.
Yeah, I remember that, but it's just like,
Well, JMS explained it as it happens in real life too, such as every male child of George Foreman is named George.
oh,
Or with yeah, I'm not gonna say it because this is kind of says something to do with another comic creator doing something with with future versions of his character.
yeah, well, I know what you're talking about.
Yep. So It's actually a lot of the stuff that I've realized that made the aliens in Babylon 5 so alien were the fact that they were based on things that happen on really weird stuff that happens in real life too. With the Zaphras example,
Yeah.
one of the original ideas for Minbari was that they were supposed to be a race of androgynous creatures, but they basically they look male, but they sound female. And Delenn was supposed to.
Oh yeah, I remember. And the problem was is that they couldn't get her voice. They couldn't get her voice pitched to the right pitch to make it believable.
Yep. And basically, the whole idea was to have Delenn make a gender transition after in the second season, basically based on transgenders. But that was just thrown out the window.
Yeah, because like I said, they couldn't make it. They couldn't make it work.
Yep. It's unfortunate because that would have made the Minbari all the more alien to us. Mainly because the general audience does not care about. They don't care about politics like that.
True.
They're not going to get all in on it. They're not going to get. I don't think. This is also the 90s, so the internet wasn't so widespread. So nobody really. We don't have the same global connections we do right now.
That is true. Okay, now changing gears. Now I just noticed a Donny Cates tweet that is really disturbing implications.
Oh God.
Yeah, not those kind of disturbing implications. Just once you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, you see what I'm talking about, right?
Well, I really can't wait until the SJWs get upset over this. Because the symbiote is supposed to be gay.
Yeah.
In their minds.
I could do without knowing that that's a thing. Just like, oh God, that image has so many. Well, actually, I can't even say that image has implications because it's not even really being that. It's not even being that subtle. To be honest, it's just.
You know, there's one thing I have to say about it's actually quite funny because I had just seen the original anime adaptation of Guyver, where Guyver 2 was a woman. And I just want to know if she had lived lived past the movie, would she be pregnant? Because when the suit bonds with her, it looks like a tentacle porn scene.
God.
Tentacles in every hole. Every hole. So they're going in the ears as well and nose. Rumiko Takahashi did not have good representation at the time, I don't think. because it was all done of her. She was working on the animations for it, and the character designs are all obviously hers. So, yeah, when you think about, so there's a reason why I can't look at her and at her manga or anime anymore because of that.
So you can't even look at something as wholesome as Urusei Yatsura?
Yeah, because then I remember, oh, she did a tentacle porn scene.
Or something that looks like a tentacle porn scene?
Yeah. Thankfully, it was not, I thankfully did not depict tentacle male rape.
Mm.
Because that would have been even more. It'd go pretty far, especially for an '80s anime film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, yeah, okay, you know what? I don't blame you because of that. If that's although it kind of sucks. Now you can't watch Urusei Yatsura without thinking of that.
No.
I mean, Urusei Yatsura is wholesome.
That scene in Guyver was not. And it's not even the.
It's actually kind of an odd thing to say, though, about an anime where the main character is some alien girl in a leopard bikini.
Well, as long I think it depends on how the bikini is depicted, because it can be wholesome simply because you don't see anything.
Good point. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely say Urusei Yatsura counts as a wholesome anime. Well, although I think I haven't what, not really sure you should be giving it to. I wouldn't probably let little kids watch it, but still, there's worse things.
Yeah, there is. And let's in the event of worse things, I think that might be. What's the one anime that you can think of that was just really, really awful?
Off the top, okay, and well, first off, should we probably take like the easy ones off the table, like those really ultra violent OVAs from the '90s?
Yeah.
Because no one in their right mind would. Nobody in their right mind would let a kid watch that.
My parents. The funny thing is that my parents did not want me watching The Simpsons, but they let me watch the original Guyver OVAs, which weren't hardcore graphic violence, but they were pretty violent. They were extremely violent. With all kinds of, with blood all spraying out everywhere, like a Quentin Tarantino film. Arms getting ripped off.
Yeah,
oh, and
that is kind of interesting. Your parents did not want.
It's don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that you could let a kid watch that would be objectively worse for them than Urusei Yatsura. Like,
at this point, any anime in the 80s or 90s.
okay, I'm just struggling just because. Wait. I probably would not let a kid watch the original Fullmetal Alchemist, or probably even either, because, well, when the first episode has a pretty graphic scene of showing Ed after he's lost his arm and leg,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I nearly. I don't. Yeah, let's just say I almost made a mistake of letting a very young cousin watch that, and then I realized, oh, bad idea.
Yeah.
I think she was like 3 or 4 at the time.
Oh boy.
Uh,
Should have had her watch Bleach.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, yeah, full. Yeah, I probably would let. Yeah, I probably would have let her watch Urusei Yatsura over the original Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. You know, the interesting thing about Full Metal Alchemist is that the creator of the series actually interviewed Japanese soldiers, and she had put it in one of the volumes. She put in a story where she once interviewed a Japanese veteran from World War II, and at one point, the veteran says that he can no longer watch he cannot watch war movies because of his experiences. And I think a lot of how she wrote the military characters is how she wrote is how she knew the veterans that she talked to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the military is pretty accurate for for basically any kind of fiction. Especially with the scene where Ed goes, apologizes for the left-handed salute. There's just a lot of there's a level of care and detail that you don't see in a lot of American comics these days.
Yeah, good point.
And I saw a video. So you know how Donald DeLay has his own YouTube channel?
Yeah, what about it?
He did a video. I'll admit that I haven't seen the video, but the video is titled "That Manga Is Not Our Friend." Basically,
Okay.
to be honest, I just didn't want to. I didn't watch it because that was just dumb. Manga and comics are two separate things. If you can't get that, then
Yeah, like I had a talk with Tay over Twitter about this because she actually, and believe me, Tay knows what she's talking about. And we both had this. We were both of one mind on this. If you were going to try and compare manga and anime, it would look more like a Venn diagram. You'd have two giant circles with just a sliver of overlap.
yeah. And the big thing that annoys me about the idea of telling people that not to bring up manga in comics arguments is that you're being incredibly dense. You're trying to you're trying to say that we have nothing to learn from manga, but we do have things to learn from manga that the creators actually care about what they're doing. They have that detail. They do all this detail work. They make sure they've got the best product out. That's what comics needs to have right now. That's what it needs to do to survive. Unfortunately, creators these days, for working for certain companies, don't have that view. I just don't think that they have the passion for it.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, hey, to just actually, here's something I want to bring up. Did you see Zach's video on like how geeks are not the answer to solving comics problems? It's normies.
Yeah, and I know I'm gonna get hate for this, but he's right in that saving comics cannot be done in a single pool in a single audience pool. What comics need to do to survive is to expand that pool, and that does include the normies.
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, comics was something I sort of got into as a young. Was something I sort of got into when I was just growing up. Like, I mean, I told you when I was like 10 or 11, like every other month, my brother and I, we were getting like a box full of Spider-Man comics from our uncle. Like, that's kind of how it started.
I can see it. That's that seems to be something that a lot of kids experience.
Yeah, that's like. I think we went through those issues so many times. I think a couple of them just ended up getting ruined. It's not like we really cared. It's not like we weren't hoarding these for collecting. Fuck, I think I'd be surprised if even one of the comics we got was a collector's item. I doubt
Yeah,
that anymore.
yeah, but it's interesting to see. It's interesting how there's a lot of comics out there that are collector's items, but you don't realize it.
It's true. I mean, obviously, if you've got like a mint condition copy of Action Comics #1, you should take every step to preserve that thing.
Yep.
Like,
Because
have you seen what that thing
oh yeah,
goes for?
yeah, and it's to be honest, I don't think it's so much about a book being a collector's item as it is the scarcity of it.
Well, yeah, it's because they don't. Those original prints don't. Those original prints don't exist anymore. Like, well, most of them don't.
Yep.
So, finding a mint condition of the first Action Comics, yeah, that thing is gonna go for millions.
Oh yeah. Introduces the most one of the most iconic some of the most iconic characters in comics in pop culture history.
Well, not just that. I mean, like, it's literally the first superhero comic.
Yep. It's I have to say that it's fun to consider how much you never expect how much something you create is going to affect the culture. When they created Superman, they didn't expect him to have such an impact on people's lives. There's so many people who say that reading Superman comics helped them out. I helped them throughout difficult periods. Stan Lee even wrote in his comic memoir that about a time when a fan came up to him and told him, and this guy had grandkids. If you want to know how old this fan was,
Damn.
yep. He told him that Stan Lee meant so much to him because when he was growing up, he didn't have much to look forward to other than the comics written by Stan Lee. How basically Spider-Man was, he could see himself as Spider-Man.
Pretty much anyone could have seen themselves as Peter.
Oh yeah, because Peter was just extremely relatable. He was that nerd who, although he becomes a superhero, he remains that nerd. Completely awkward in social situations. So, is it no wonder that the outcasts would feel some connection to Peter Parker?
Now I gotta get Victor and Ginger working on more Spider-Girl cosplays for Maeve.
Yep, because you might have inadvertently made the female Peter Parker.
Technically, that already exists.
Well, yeah, but you didn't make her a lesbian.
That is true. Yeah, in case anyone wants to know, Maeve is straight.
Although I don't think that's much of I don't think they covered that since that one issue. So who knows? They probably retconned that.
Wait, what are we talking? You gotta roll that back for me. What?
Okay. Ultimate Spider-Woman.
Oh, right. Now I remember. Now I remember what you're talking about. Yes. I thought it was like another. Well, I was thinking it was some alternate universe, and then yeah, I remember. I remember now. The Ultimate Spider-Woman when they were doing their take on the Clone Saga. Yeah.
And
yeah.
And after that, when they unveiled I think it was the new Ultimates title, ongoing title, where she no longer was Spider-Woman, but the new Black Widow.
Lame.
Yep. While out on okay, this is gonna be really, really stupid. But while they're out on a beach having a good time on their day off.
Oh, she just says, "Oh, I'm gay."
Well, it's more like they talk about how she's a clone of Peter Parker and how similar she is to him.
Let's be honest. Now, in fairness, it would make sense.
Well, yeah, but while it does make sense, I think it could have been handled a little better.
Yeah.
Such as you don't do it on the beach when you have two girls in their bikinis.
Yeah. And it's like girls don't talk like that. It's just like, oh, by the way, Eric asks, speaking of Stan Lee and Marvel, what do you think about Marvel using Stan Lee's profile on social media to promote their movies? I think it's in bad taste.
The guy went through so much in his last days. Just retire the account.
Just let it. Yeah, they need to stop using it. They just need to either get rid of the account or stop using it. Leave it alone. This is just.
Robin Williams' account was retired after his suicide.
Yeah. Fuck, I think that's the only reason why they retired it. It's just because, like, I don't know, just like, can you see anyone? Can you see any? Hold up. Give me one sec, Matt. I gotta take care of something.
Okay. Well, so yeah, recap. Disney, the Stan Lee estate using Stan Lee's Twitter account is vile, despicable. And if I ever get to that level of fame where I'd have a Twitter account assuming if it's still around, I would have it in my will, deactivate my account, don't use it for any promotional uses because it's it's just incredibly creepy. Although on a more to talk about to put yeah, and yeah, I Eric, it's upsetting to everyone else.
Okay, but yeah. Where did we leave off when I stepped aside for a bit?
The Stanley estate is vile for using Stanley's Twitter account for promoting Marvel movies.
Good, they should.
No, I said they're vile for it, not that they actually are.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, yeah, just the fact that they're letting his name be exploited like that, it's just bad.
It's bad taste.
Very bad taste.
Yeah, but it's like the problem is that I don't think that Stanley had much freedom in during that time.
It's true. It's just
With all the disgusting shit that happened during that time.
I think about the only thing to do is just I'd hate to say it, but the only way to really make him stop is to unfollow the account.
Yep.
Once they start seeing how badly people are reacting to it, they're just gonna leave it be.
Well, you're expecting too much from him, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, with the fact that Shane I brought up Lethal Weapon as a version of Rags.
Yeah, I know. It makes so much sense. I mean, Brian is talking a lot about how he's too old for shit.
Yeah, and Regina is as self-destructive as Riggs.
No, and that. Yeah, no. Trent is in that scenario. Brian is Danny Glover and Trent is Mel Gibson.
No, when you look at with Regina and Operator.
Oh. Oh. Oh God, how did I fucking miss that?
Don't know, probably because they're both guys.
Because the first place my mind went was the first place my mind went was either that was unfortunately Brian and Trent. Yeah.
I think that fits too.
Although, to be fair, Brian does complain about he's getting too old for shit.
Yep, that he is. Although that's why I say a lot at work.
I'm getting too old for this.
Yep. I hate saying that, but it's true.
Well, we're all getting old for a lot of stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Here's something I get. Here's something I'm wondering. I know. I know. I've probably brought this up before, but it's like something I wonder if like after the first issue, I mean, like we can obviously keep a lot of momentum going just with social media interaction. But do you ever see us getting to the point where we can get these books out on a more regular basis? Because I think at this point, and probably for a long time, we're going to be doing these things on an irregular basis. Like they're not going to have a set schedule. We're just going to have to operate under. They'll get out when they're done.
To be honest, I've been thinking about that. I'm going to experiment with some things, with some ideas I have for it with the King Chronicles, because I want to move faster. I want to have a book out, if not monthly, bi-monthly. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because you can only rely on people's goodwill for so long.
Yeah. We're approaching the 1-year anniversary of Cyberfrog. You know, I'm going to say something about Jawbreakers. I think this is one of the reasons why I watched just some guy's review of Jawbreakers. And I'm going to say that I think he's one of the few YouTubers that I actually think I can trust, because the first thing he admitted was that he was expecting Jawbreakers to suck.
Really?
Yeah, he was hoping for he was expecting a book full of cringe, and I was hoping that he could have a video where he could just make jokes about it. But it turned out to be that he really liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, even Brian said as much.
Brian, I think he likes the
with the power of 1,000 slaves.
Yeah, and he also said that there's infantry humor in there as well. So he really enjoys that. I think he really enjoys that as well.
Yeah.
And hey, look, he playing his diversity in comics is playing his money where his mouth is.
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, I never really saw him as the type to be controversial. Namely, for the fact that when he talks about comics he doesn't like, it sounds like he doesn't like the comic. It's that the comic isn't for him, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Although he has kind of realized that was probably hurting a lot of his opinions.
Yeah.
Because like there was that one book that Bendis did, Naomi, where he said like, "This isn't for me, but this isn't bad either."
Yeah, I think basically I think he's one of those guys who's capable of learning from what could be a mistake, and he's willing to course correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like it's just kind of it is kind of amazing that it is kind of amazing that isn't a bunch of comic pros feel threatened by him. When you get right down to it, his opinions are not that controversial. I think it's just the fact that he's not kissing their asses that threatens them.
Pretty much. When you look at it this way, pros professionals, they're used to, I think, they're used to seeing fans just worship everything they do. So when you got someone who does something that contradicts that view of themselves, they're gonna be upset over it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope we don't be that. We're never like that.
I don't want people kissing my ass. It just not something about it just feels wrong.
Yep.
Like I want people to tell me if my work sucks.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the things that I think that's one of the reasons why JMS is a fairly consistently good writer, is that he doesn't get up his own ass about himself.
Also, I think I'm just way too used to people criticizing me.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd ever go to a convention and charge people for my autograph because I don't think it's worth anything.
Pretty much. I mean, like, I would honestly, I mean, like, why would you charge people for an autograph? It just doesn't.
Well, with some, I think it has to do more with their financial situation, and if others, it's just
Why
there are
not?
some people there are some people I can see who I think can get away with it, and it's people who actually done things with what they're doing. For example, I don't begrudge anyone from the original series. I Star Trek original series or Next Generation because they are popular enough for that. People do make money off of there, and Brett froze again. God damn it, Brett. Fix your computer. Yep. Here we go again. Oh, there's the pounding.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think the whole thing with autographs is that out of everyone who asks for autographs, it should be people who they know people are making money off of their autographs for, such as Star Trek: The Original Series cast members, Star Trek Installations cast members, anyone who created any sort of popular character in over the past 50 years or so. Wow, it's almost we're going for almost 2 hours and no tank. And Brett's gone, so it's just me now. So if the stream goes out unexpectedly, that's because Brett's not in the call, and so if we have to call it now, see you guys later. But in the meantime, I'm gonna just talk for a moment just because Brett's back.
Yeah, I saved you.
Yep. Is your computer gonna be all right?
Yeah, I think so. Now right before I got lost, where were you?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. I don't remember either.
I think it has something
it was
to do
autographs. I remember now. People were like financial situation, and I said like some just do it because why not?
in other words, they know how much their signature is worth because people are selling them on eBay. So they're gonna want their piece of the money pie.
And that's just something that Zach also commented on, that it's pro behavior that really needs to cut out. A lot of comic pros like to act like they're celebrities when they aren't.
Yeah, they're trying to do that whole rock star mentality that was done in the 80s, except that what they don't understand is that they aren't talented enough for that. And thanks, Eric. Appreciate that. But yeah, you see, whenever you see Neil Gaiman, he always has a leather jacket. He doesn't act like the kind of writer you'd expect, and often has that air of a rock star at times. And he's also one of the most popular authors in the world right now, so it's obvious that there's gonna be pros who want to try to pretend to be like him in everything, including their opinion of their talent.
But from what I've seen, Neil Gaiman, for the most part, Neil Gaiman's pretty much a class act, isn't he?
Yeah,
For the most part.
I mean, it was. He does not like Comicsgate because he honestly he's a leftist, and
He's a British leftist.
yeah, but that's to be expected. But the thing I really like about him is that he does have a belief of freedom of speech.
Huh?
That he's not going to try to. The reason why he doesn't talk about Comicsgate is because he doesn't want to shut down any kind of discussion.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, for the most part, Neil Gaiman's a class act.
Yeah. A lot of things that he says and does is based on his own principles. I may not agree with all of them, but he isn't me, so I'm not going to judge him.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I think one thing that Zach hit spot on, though, in another video he made, was that when you think about it, there was only one comic pro in history you could legitimately call a celebrity, and he defined it as someone that everybody recognized, everyone knew the name of, and there's only one person who fits that.
Stan Lee.
Yeah. Everybody knew who Stan Lee was. Even people who didn't read comics knew who Stan was.
Yep. And the thing about Stan Lee was that he wasn't just a writer editor; he is also a showman.
Yeah.
You got that you got that aspect of his personality in every cameo he did.
Well, it's just because Stan Lee was about as genuine a guy as you could get. He was never faking it.
Yep. Unlike some other people.
I mean, fuck. He managed to he had a cameo in the fucking Teen Titans Go movie, and he was still trying in that.
Oh yeah. I mean, as far as I remember, his whole thing was that he didn't care he was in a DC movie. He loves cameos.
Exactly.
But I think a lot of people forget that he did do some DC comics.
Was that for real?
Oh yeah, after he left Marvel, DC came in and asked him to do a series of comics about how he would envision characters like Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman.
Why does it feel like nobody really remembers those?
Probably because the characters are too iconic for any of them to actually catch on to.
No, I mean, like, it's just, I don't know, it just feels like, man,
A cheap,
I want to, I would love to find those just to see how he put his spin on them.
well, in his memoir, he said he gave some. He mentioned about what he did with them, such as the idea of Superman being the weakest member of the Kryptonian police force, or Aquaman made completely out of water.
Oh, so they get kind of weird, huh?
Yep, it got really weird.
That's saying something. But yeah, it's just like that. But yeah, nobody in the comics industry has achieved that level of notoriety that Stan has, and that is, I mean, and we have, I mean, you have people who are big deals within the comics circle, but nobody's ever gotten Stan's level of fame, and I don't think it's. I think it's fair to say nobody ever will.
Yeah. The interesting thing is that the only other comic writer that had a noticeable cameo for me in a Marvel movie was JMS.
Really?
Yeah, he wrote the story outline for Thor, the first movie, and basically Kenneth Branagh decided that he wanted JMS in a cameo, and Stanley egged him on.
Where did? Oh man, I think I missed that. I must have.
He,
Did he have like? Did he have one of those blink and you miss it?
he was one of
Those like cameos.
he was the first one to find Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, yeah.
Yeah, he was the
Okay,
first one to find him.
fuck, I didn't even know. So it is kind of a blink and you miss it, isn't it?
Kind of. He finds the hammer, walks up to it, tries to pull it up and go, huh.
Wow,
Yep.
that's just amazing.
I don't think it's as memorable as Stan Lee's cameo in there, where he's trying to pull the hammer out with his truck.
Yeah, it does not work out too well.
Did I get it?
Yeah, that was funny. That was pretty damn funny.
Yep. I think a lot of the more recent comic pros, if they were to get a cameo, they'd want to do something that made them look like badasses.
Yeah. I'm wondering, did they manage to get at least one cameo in for him for Endgame?
It's possible.
If I remember correctly, James Gunn did direct all the cameo scenes he was supposed to do
Yeah.
because they knew Stan did not have a lot of time left.
No, and knowing Stan, he'd probably wanted to be in every single movie.
Yeah. I eagerly await the super cut of all his cameos.
Yep.
All right.
I think if there's anything that you can learn from Stan Lee is that if you want to be a writer and want to be more well known, you have to be a showman.
That's true, you do.
You have to have legitimate energy for your stories, for your comics, for your books.
I'm not the. Yeah, well, look, as much as I try to have some showmanship, I'm not in this to get famous. I'm doing this just to see if I can. Half of it is to see if I can fail, and half of it is to fulfill a dream I've had since I was a teenager.
Yep. But hey, if it doesn't work out the first time, we've got a second time.
That is true. Because then they'll know. Because like you said, when you do it a second time, if after you failed, people know you're doing it for real.
Yep.
All right, let's see. How long we've been going for? About 110 minutes. I would like to make some food.
Well, we're coming back later tonight, so why not?
Yeah. All right, we'll get. Yeah, we're gonna call it good for now, and Matt and I'll be back around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Sad Tank's not on today.
He did say he would be coming back on when the power came on. Maybe it's just taking him a little bit longer. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Well, there's next week.
Yeah, there's always next week. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later tonight.
Talk to you guys later.